Hi, I'm David Bouska, Pitmaster, Butcher Barbecue. After 34 years of butchering, they're softening. It's time to hang up my knives and become a barbecuer. What we're going to start with is the poblano pepper. Now, I'm a two-time world barbecue champion. This is cooking very nice. This will be the hit of the party. Look at that. Oh my goodness. These videos are going to show you what a butcher looks for. That is scrumptious. And it'll give you the best cuts of meat for your grill. Woo! Trust your butcher. In this episode of Trust Your Butcher, we're going to go over ribs. It is the staple for any barbecue in your own backyard. So I'm going to show you what I look for as a butcher and what you need to look for as a griller. Let's crack a rib. Let's get these open. We're going to start with baby back ribs. You've heard the old saying, high on the hog? That's what these are. These come from right underneath the pork loin, and they are super easy to grill. They are tender and they are full of flavor. What you want to look for is these little striations. This is marbling. This is not external fat and it won't cook off, but it'll definitely keep it moist and definitely add a lot of flavor to your meat. Perfect. We're going to start prepping them for the grill. You're going to see an arch in these ribs, and the reason so is they come from right underneath the pork loin. What this is the pork loin meat on a baby back. That's just where they left a little bit much and didn't take it onto the pork chop. But what I look for is a little bit of meat. I don't want a lot of meat, because what happens to a pork chop when you overcook it? It dries out. So this one, there's not much I'd trim off. I'd take maybe a little bit of this fat, but that's it. This one, I might hit just a little bit more and remove a little bit of this fat. That's it. We'll flip them over. At that point, I'm going to remove this right here. Then I'm going to peel the membrane off. The silver skin. It's got numerous names. What we call it is if you leave it on there and you bite that rib, it's going to come off with you, and it's a self-flossing rib because you can't chew it. So we're going to start, since we've got them upside down, pulling that membrane off. You can take a paper towel, just get your thumb underneath it, and it peels right off. Okay? That's what I mean. You're not going to chew that. It makes no difference what temperature you take it to. We're going to grab the next one. You can do this with your eyes closed. All right, that's been removed. Now I'm going to remove this right here. Real simple. It's not hard. We're going to flip them over. I'm going to remove very gently, and I'm going to lay my knife flat. I don't want to go into it. I want to go along the side of it. I'm going to remove this extra fat right here till you start to see the meat. And by exposing the meat, that means the rubs and the spices can penetrate and get that flavor deep down all the way to the bone. I am going to add just a little bit of water to coat them. That'll allow the rub to soak right in. A lot of people use, like I said, mustard, different things for that. But I'm going to use the water. That rehydrates the rub and lets it soak right in. Now for these, I'm going to use my maple rub. And the reason I like the maple rub is you got to know what the meat is. The meat is a baby back. It's so close to the pork loin, it's pretty lean, doesn't have near as much fat as a spare rib. And this has a little less salt in it than the other rubs, so it won't pull the moisture out of the rib. So I like what it does. The flavor's there, full of maple, but it's not you allowing the salt to contradict what the rib is itself, and by making it dry. As you see, I like the flavor of this stuff. We're going to put it on hefty. You can see almost instantly how that's already melting, okay? And that's going to soak right in extremely quick. The baby back ribs should take about 3 to 3.5, 4 hours. That's it at this temperature and the airflow we got in this grill. The baby backs, I'm going to let them go all the way through without wrapping. I just like what they look like, and I like the texture of a baby back cooked that way. We're going to start with the meat side up, bone side down, butcher style. Oh yeah, It's time. The ribs have been on for approximately 3 to 3.5 hours. And now it's time to see what these maple rub covered baby backs are going to be. I'm just going to tell you right now, they are going to be wonderful. I love the feel of the meat. I can tell they're just right. We're going to put just a little bit of our apple orchard barbecue sauce. And what makes this so great is we use real apple puree in it. And I love the flavor of the maple along with this apple. I'm going to pour it right on the top because I want to taste the rib and the sauce all together. Look at that. Oh, that is scrumptious. See that? That's what we're wanting. That is going to be a perfect eating rib. You can see the heat, you can see the smoke. Look at the juices here in this meat. Let me pull it up here. That's why you trust your butcher.